Prime Minister Netanyahu's speech tomorrow is a seminal moment, both in America and across the world. It is focusing on what I believe to be the single greatest national security threat facing America, the threat of Iran acquiring nuclear weapons capability. And I, for one, as an American, am grateful that Prime Minister Netanyahu is coming to speak the truth about the gravity of the threat. We're at a moment in history where echoes of the past can be heard. The nuclear deal being negotiated with Iran, I believe, would be an historic mistake on the same order of magnitude of Munich. That the promises from the negotiators are peace for our time, and yet to allow the theocratic, extreme religious mullahs in Iran to have nuclear weapon capability increases dramatically the likelihood that those weapons of great destruction will be used to murder millions. I am grateful Prime Minister Netanyahu is here, and I'm confident tomorrow that he is going to speak with a clarity of vision and a seriousness of substance that needs to be heard here and across the world. There is a reason that the adjective most often applied to Prime Minister Netanyahu with respect to Iran is Churchillian. Because he is playing a role, frankly, that I wish the President of the United States were playing. But he is not, and Prime Minister Netanyahu is. He is speaking the truth about the enormous threat to the life and safety of millions across the globe.
Comment on that?
You know, after Prime Minister Netanyahu was invited to speak at Congress, there have been debates after debates after debates on questions of personality. And they've all served as distractions, a back and forth about protocol, a back and forth about an ad in a newspaper. None of that matters. These are all distractions, and I would note the people pressing these distractions want them to be distractions. The issue that matters is the substance. What I hope occurs as a result of this program here today, I will say it was an extraordinary privilege to have the opportunity to participate in a discussion with a Nobel laureate, a man of peace, a hero in America and Israel and across the world like Elie Wiesel. What I hope what comes out of this discussion, and even more so out of tomorrow's address to Congress, is bipartisan unanimity. A new resolve in Congress that we will come together and do whatever it takes to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons capability. Everything else, all the personality nonsense back and forth, all the so-and-so was offended because this aspect of etiquette or protocol wasn't consistent with none of that matters. What matters is, are we doing our job? Are we fulfilling our responsibility to defend the United States of America? Jeffrey Goldberg reported that a senior White House official told him the best thing about the Obama White House's efforts to press Israel to delay is that they believed it was now late enough that Israel could not act in time to, quote, prevent Iran from acquiring a nuclear weapons arsenal. I think that reflects a stunning ignorance. The behavior of the Obama White House suggests that they do not see any meaningful threat in Iran acquiring nuclear weapons, because I believe people intend the natural and foreseeable consequences of their actions. The natural and foreseeable consequences of this terrible deal the Obama administration is trying to negotiate are that Iran will have nuclear weapons. And I think the reason why the administration is not that deeply concerned about that is they believe, counterfactually, that an Iran with nuclear weapons would somehow be a reasonable member of the civilized community of nations. They do not understand. Khomeini and the mullahs are radical theocrats who embrace death and embrace suicide. The Obama administration team that is negotiating this deal has demonstrated they do not understand the nature of their adversary. While they are negotiating with Iran, Khomeini is giving speeches in Tehran last year where the crowd is chanting, "Death to America." If history teaches any lesson, it is that when somebody tells you they want to kill you, believe them. Iran refers to Israel as the little Satan, and America as the great Satan. The Obama administration deal they are trying to push, and I would note, the Deputy National Security Advisor under President Obama said publicly at the beginning of the second term that an Iranian nuclear deal would be the Obamacare of the second term. I think he meant that as a compliment. Unfortunately, they are viewing this negotiation as a domestic political achievement rather than focusing on the enormous national security threats that would impact this country. Their conduct demonstrates they do not understand. Khomeini and the mullahs cannot be trusted with a nuclear weapon because with their radical theocratic views, the odds are unacceptably high. They would use that weapon. Iran has made clear their objective is to annihilate the nation of Israel and the United States of America, and we should not allow them to acquire nuclear weapons which they could use to try to carry out that horrific goal.
Senator,
Thank you very much.
Iranian people, what will be your next step if they reach an agreement?
Thank you very much, everyone.